New York Giants fans, I know you might be in a panic right now, but I'm here to calm you guys down because I'm going to explain to you in this video. I will break down why the New York Giants are still going to be the preferred destination of free agent head coach John Harbaugh. Even though Miami, we got the news today that Mike McDaniel was let go, I'm still going to break down everything, salary cap, contracts, everything regarding the New York Giants versus the Miami Dolphins. But first, if I'm going to do that for you guys, one thing you got to do for me is like this video, share it, subscribe, tell all your friends about the channel because Giant news is going to be hot and heavy. Even if it's not John Harbaugh, we got Kevin Stefanski rumors, we got Mike McCarthy rumors. Giants are doing a ton of interviews. I'm going to show you something that Phil Simms said today that I'm fully on board with, and a source that I fully trust inside the Giants, that knows somebody inside the Giants. I'm going to show you a video of her and what she said regarding John Harbaugh that backs up what I feel with the New York Giants and him being completely and mutually interested in one another. First things first, guys. Miami head coach Mike McDaniel was let go from his duties today after a meeting with owner Stephen Ross. That does not mean John Harbaugh is going to the Miami Dolphins. Nothing is set in stone yet. Nothing set in stone at all. You're going to see beat reporter after beat reporter say, oh, well, let's plug the Miami Dolphins. You're seeing Giants fans panic. They look like Joyce from season 1 of Stranger Things when she writes on the walls with everything connecting and trying to figure out why John Harbaugh wants to go to Miami. The state income tax, the beautiful weather. He's 63 years old. He could just go retire after he's done. When you look at both franchises, and I'll get into it later on in the video, it is not even close which franchise is in a better, more sustained situation between the Dolphins and the Giants. It's actually a joke that anybody can, with any credibility, can try and compare what the situation is with the New York Giants to the Miami Dolphins. You want to talk about a franchise. I know the Giants have been bad for a decade now. You want to talk about a mismanaged franchise over the last 20-plus seasons? Go take a look at what the Miami Dolphins have been over that time span. Mismanaged, even more of a joke, on par with a lot of the worst teams in the NFL. Can't get to a championship game. This franchise has been a complete joke. Now, does John Harbaugh want to go there? Does he want to revitalize it? Does he want to stabilize it? Yes. But he'll have to find things to put into place which are already in place with the New York Giants. And as we know, John Harbaugh is very, very intrigued by Jackson Dart, which I will show you from the source that knows somebody inside the Giants organization. She's very hooked into what the Giants say. I'll get into that a little later. But first thing we're going to get to, guys, is the video here from Phil Simms. He's just going to say a lot of the stuff that we all feel right now regarding a lot of the stuff that I just said. So let's get into this video with Phil Simms. He was on the Kay Adams show. Kay Adams, a big advocate for the New York Giants. She loves the New York Giants. So let's get into what Phil Simms had to say. It's going to be nothing crazy. I just wanted to hit you guys with this just so you guys get a feel of what I was just saying just now.
Miami is out. I got to ask you, if you're Harbaugh, is there any way that Miami's a sexier candidacy than the New York Giants where I need him to go?
Yeah, well, Miami's interesting. I think the Giants, without question, I don't even think it's close. They have more to work with and a quicker turnaround than the Miami Dolphins would because of Tua, all the money, everything else. Listen, the Giant team at times this year, I went, wow. Not only I think they have a chance to be pretty good, they're fun to watch. And most of that comes from the quarterback. I mean, listen, I watched Jackson Dart a lot last year leading up to the draft, but he turned out to be and look better on the NFL field than I saw him look even in college. He just was more dynamic, the throwing, the running. So the Giant job is a better one to me.
Miami.
So exactly what I said regarding John Harbaugh's interest in what the New York Giants. There are layers to what has to happen regarding getting John Harbaugh to the Giants, right? I don't think state income tax has anything to do with it. I don't think him being friends with Stephen Ross has anything to do with it. If you just look back at history, 2011, Jim Harbaugh, John's brother, had a chance to go to Miami with Stephen Ross, the close family friend, and he chose to go to San Francisco and be the coach there. Okay, so a lot of that stuff in the media gets overblown, guys. Regarding the assistant general manager with the Los Angeles Chargers, Chad Alexander, being a finalist for the general manager job in Miami, which the connection between Alexander and Harbaugh is pretty close. They want to work together. That doesn't mean much when it comes to coming out in the media. That doesn't mean much. All right, there's nothing set in stone right now. As soon as Mike McDaniel got fired, Giants fan put John Harbaugh right into Miami. And it could be the case. He could want to go to Miami. We don't know what John Harbaugh wants. What we do know are the facts. We know the facts that every single beat reporter has reported. We know the facts that John Harbaugh loves Jackson Dart. We've heard that from multiple sources. He's intrigued with the play of Jackson Dart. He's intrigued with the young talent on the Giant roster. He's intrigued with the potential cap space coming down the line. And he's intrigued with getting this young team, which was in a lot of games this year, getting this team to the next level a lot faster than what he could with the Miami Dolphins. Those are just the facts. Okay? So I'm going to get into the source. Excuse me. If you guys don't know who Nikki Gist is, she does tremendous work when it comes to anything New York Giants related. She's the initial person that broke the Brian Daboll story. All right? She broke the Brian Daboll story about him getting fired. The report was Brian Daboll was going to get fired coming off the plane after that Denver Bronco game. Nobody else had that story before she put it out there. After she put out the story, everybody ran with it, gave her absolutely no credit. A lot of back and forths were going until she finally got the credit that she deserved for it. She has sources inside the Giants building. She does not have to give you those sources. It's none of your business. It's nobody's business who the source is. But the facts are the facts. That story was there. 2 weeks later, Brian Daboll was fired. I'm sorry, 1 week later, Brian Daboll was fired. So the facts are the facts. All right? Now, when she speaks, you want to listen because she doesn't just put stuff out for clicks. It's actual inside information. So I skipped ahead to the part where she speaks about the actual interest from John Harbaugh with the New York Giants and Jackson Dart. So let's listen to what she had to say about that.
My understanding today, okay, is that John Harbaugh is very much still interested in the Giants head coaching vacancy, okay? That's despite Miami now having an opening, all right? I want you to hear me on that. Now, why are the Giants such an attractive place for him? Jackson Dart. He really likes this kid. And when I tell you really, I mean, it was emphasized to me. He really likes this kid and the potential of the roster, right? So I mean, think about it. It's a young team. Dart, Scat, Neighbors, Carter, right? Like just to name a few, like the potential for that. And if he comes here, that's the guy. That's the right coach to get these guys rowing in the same direction, get them on the same page, and start changing the culture around a little bit. So he will, like you've seen, he will do his interviews next week. Nothing's going on today. The Giants are not interviewing him today. That is not happening. He's still very much interested. Joe Shane is part of these interviews, okay? Final decision, as always, like I've told you, comes down to ownership. John Mara, Steve Tisch will pull the trigger on the final decision.
So it's good stuff there from Nikki. Good information. You guys got to take what she says pretty seriously because of the report. She's given us no reason to believe that these reports would be false. She came up with she had the Brian Daboll story before anybody. She's given out other information throughout the season regarding the Giants. And we got to be happy about that, right? Whether he chooses Miami or the Giants, it's out of our control. But what we do know is that he definitely is interested in the Giants job. So Giants fans have to calm down about already putting him in the Miami seat. He could definitely wind up in Miami. That's not being spoke that it's not going to happen. He could wind up in Miami very easily. We don't know what John Harbaugh wants. We don't know what his thought process is. Maybe he does want to go warm weather. I don't know. None of us know. No beat reporter knows that. What we do know are the facts that are being put out there. He's interested in the Giant job. He's interested in Jackson Dart, intrigued by Jackson Dart. Very simple. That should give Giants fans just a little bit of hope, not to panic just yet. Now, quickly, I want to go over the salary cap situation for the Dolphins. Excuse me. I want to go over the salary cap situation for the Dolphins and the New York Giants moving forward because it's not even close right now, okay? So we're coming over to the I usually use I usually use overthecap.com. That is the best way to look at the salary caps for the updated salary caps. And this is prior to cuts. This is prior to anything else. So looking at these numbers here, right? If you look at 2026 as of right now, this is where we stand. The Giants right now have $4 million. Those are highlighted. Now, that's before cuts. The Giants can easily free up upwards of $60 million in 2025 in the offseason this year by getting rid of some of the dead weight. Okereke, getting rid of Graham Gano, getting rid of a few other players. The Giants could save $52 to $60 million this year just by cuts alone. So that's a positive thing. If you see down in red here, this is not where you want to be as a franchise. The Miami Dolphins, $23 negative million under the cap or over the cap, however you want to say it. The Miami Dolphins are in a pretty bad situation with Tua Tagovailoa's contract, with Tyreek Hill's contract. Jalen Waddle's contract hasn't even kicked in yet. That $30 million cap hit comes in 2027. So a lot of things are looking positive for the Giants in that aspect. Now going to 2027, you see the Dolphins down here. The Dolphins move up in the ranks in 2027 to $77 million available in cap space. Now, that's before anything. Obviously, that's not taking into account any extensions that they might have. But a lot of that is allocated into one or two players with Tua, Tyreek, and Jalen Waddle. Now, coming to the Giants, they're at $112 million. That's over $50 million more, or just under $50 million more than what the Dolphins have. Instantly better. Instantly better. Now, pushing it even forward, because 2028, Giants will be into the top 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Giants will be 11th in salary cap, going at $238 million available dollars in 2028, which gives you tons of wiggle room to come up with big contracts, to come up with big extensions. The Dolphins will be at 171, but they'll still be riddled with the Tua contract and a lot of the dead money, which you'll see coming up, especially in 26 and 27. So, guys, this is where we stand with this. I'm not saying the Giants are a done deal. I'm not saying the Dolphins are a done deal. I'm not saying one of these other jobs that open up might not be a done deal. What I am saying is if you're a Giants fan, don't panic right now. Don't panic because the Giants have one of the most intriguing openings in the entire NFL. All right? They have an opening that a head coach wants. You saw Kevin Stefanski, the very first meeting he set up was the New York Giants. You saw it right away. The Giants are getting interview after interview done all week. They've already, excuse me, the Giants have already, I'm just getting over being sick. The Giants have already fulfilled the Rooney Rule. They don't have to worry about that anymore. So now the Giants can easily, as of Monday, this coming Monday, if they interview John Harbaugh on Monday, if the Giants, actually, let me say, yes, the Giants have fulfilled the Rooney Rule already, okay? If the Giants decide on Monday that they interview John Harbaugh, they can offer him a contract that day and try and get something done immediately. That's where we stand with this situation. That's how quickly the Giants have conducted these interviews because they want, once they interview Harbaugh, they want to be able to say, here's what we want. What do you want? Let's meet in the middle. Let's come up with a contract. The job is yours. The job's yours. That comes right after the John Harbaugh interview with the New York Giants. Hopefully he wants the Giants as much as the Giants want him and something gets done. Guys, please share, like, subscribe if you got this far in the video. Let me know where you think John Harbaugh is going to end up. Hopefully you all say the Giants. Catch you guys on the next one. Let's go, G-Men.